Casty here. I'm going to talk today about cookies and privacy, and particularly the idea of tracking people using cookies and how third parties can track us and build up a profile of us using cookies. So we understand that cookies are a means of managing sessions on over HTTP. A cookie is a little header that is sent with a response from a web server and allows you to store a value in the client's browser, and then that value is sent back with every request that you send to that domain. Let's look at how we might use that to track somebody using a third-party service. So we've got a scenario here where I've requested a page from a server at phys.org, and that page has a number of other things in it. In particular, it's got a couple of images, and these images are going to come from different places. So along with that web page, I might get a cookie from phys.org that would be saved, but I'm also then going to request these two resources here. And so in particular, look at this one here. This is an image that's going to come from a server at ad.com. So it's an advertising agency that's going to serve an advertisement into my browser, into my page, and embed that in the page that comes from phys.org. So I make a request to ad.com for that image, and ad.com will return the image to me, but it'll return it with a cookie, and that's a cookie for ad.com. So now every time I make a request to ad.com, I'm going to send that cookie back. So I go and visit another page at buzz.org, and that also contains a number of images, and one of those images is served by ad.com. It's got a URL that is ad.com, and so when I request that ad.com, I send back my cookie, the same cookie that was sent over here and established. I've remembered, and every time I make a request to ad.com, I'm going to send it back to them. So ad.com now knows, and they're going to then send that response back with the image. This time no cookie, because I've already got the cookie. So now ad.com knows about me, that I am going to interested in pages at phys.org and buzz.org, and they know a couple of things about me. So they can build up a little table. This is the cookie that they're using to identify me. It'll have some random identifier in it and some session key. So for that cookie, they know that I've been to this page, which is about bears, and here's another thing that I've done, and that's about bears. And this then sort of makes up their profile of me, and they can use that profile then to tailor whatever advertising they serve. They can make it so that the advertising that they give me is relevant to the things that I'm interested in. So this is the basic mechanism that an advertising agency here, ad.com, will use to build up a profile of an individual. No, they don't know who I am, but they do know a number of things about me, a number of pages that I've been to. So we can look at a demonstration of this if I go to my web browser and look at browsing some websites. The incognito window in your browser is really useful. We can use it to just see what kind of cookies are being sent from various applications. So if you go and open an incognito window, I'm in Chrome here, and you can go to your developer tools and the applications tab in Chrome. You can see there's this cookies thing, and it's empty. That's what an incognito window does. It just gives you a blank slate in terms of cookies and session. So if I go to the Sydney Morning Herald's website, we can see from this what happens when I go to this site. I've made that request, and now we can see in the cookies here you've got not one but many cookies that have been exchanged in that request. And you can see that not only are they from the Sydney Morning Herald over here, and you've got a whole raft of cookies from the Sydney Morning Herald, that we also have cookies from things that are embedded in the pages. So Fairfax Assets hotjar.com, doubleclick.net, 2 of those, ad services, DoubleClick, and so on. So there are a whole lot of, and Google syndication. So the whole lot of advertisers have now established cookies within my browser, and they're starting to track me. Okay, so let's try and look at an example and try and get ourselves tracked. So we'll make an incognito window, and I'm going to go to this Sydney Morning Herald site. So now it's established some cookies for me in this blank slate, and it's serving some ads. It's serving an Aptamil ad on the right hand side there. So let's try and now create a bit of a profile for me by going to browse a commercial site. I'm going to browse to banggood.com, which is a online store, and I've noticed that they advertise on the Sydney Morning Herald site. I get ads appearing for that if I go here. So I'm going to establish a bit of history by clicking on some products. Now what's happening is that Banggood is getting a profile of me. So Banggood now knows a little bit about the things that I like. I seem to like squishy toys. I'll go back to the Herald now and ask for another page. We see on the right hand side here now the ad that is served is a customized ad from Banggood. So the ad services knows who I am. It knows that I have been to Banggood and I've clicked on those products, and Banggood's sort of agreement with Google allows them to serve that customized advertisement for them. Go to another page and I'm back to the Aptamil ad again, so it's not sort of cut and dried what you get, and so I now seem to be being served other ads. And so let's go back to Banggood and try and refresh that profile a little bit and persuade them that we really are interested in buying squishy toys. And if I go back now to the Sydney Morning Herald site, then I can see more ads for Banggood if it's refreshed my page, and there we have it, the customized ad for Banggood again. So that was just a quick look at the way that cookies are being used to build up a profile of a user on a third-party server, an advertising server, and use that profile to serve customized advertisements. Now that's perhaps a fairly nice use of the technology to give me ads that I like to look at, but obviously there are other things that the other third-party systems could do, which might not be quite so friendly towards the users, profiling them and so on. And so these are the various things that this is the sort of technical way that we use cookies to profile people. What we actually do with that is then a matter of our ethics and our needs, I guess. Okay, thank you.